Hello and welcome to the Cryptocurrency News channel. So IOHK has presented a full timeline for the decentralization of Cardano. Shelley was the decentralization thing, but after Shelley's been launched, the staking is working. They're going to actually take time, and then over this time, they're going to have other people besides IOHK and Emergo create blocks. So they presented a full timeline for this. So IOHK has presented a timeline for the full decentralization of Cardano. According to this, 50% of all blocks are to be created by community-driven stake pools by November 1st, while the network will be fully decentralized by March 2021. So March 2021 is full decentralization, whereas I think all the stake pools will be basically producing blocks at a proportionate ratio, but 50% of the blocks are going to be created by community-driven stake pools by November 1st, which means IOHK Emergo by the beginning of November will no longer be producing most of the blocks, and that's a big decentralization moment. As reported by CNF, Cardano has made great progress in the past days and weeks with the launch of Shelley and the reaching of 1,000 registered stake pools. However, there's still a long way to go before Shelley's main goal, the decentralization of Cardano network, is achieved. While an important milestone was reached yesterday with the start of Shelley Epoch 3, when the first blocks were produced outside of IOHK and Emergo, only 10% of blocks are validated by community-driven stake pools right now. While the federated nodes of IOHK and Emergo continue to create 90% of the blocks, the quota of federated nodes will decrease with each epoch over time. So as each coming epoch passes, the percentage will actually drop. IOHK has now shed light on what the concrete timeline for the full decentralization of Cardano looks like. So this, I think, meshes well with Goguen, because by the time Goguen launches on the mainnet, it will be over 50% decentralized. And essentially, by March next year, when after things really start going, it'll be fully decentralized. So it kind of meshes all together. As IOHK emphasizes, decentralization is at the heart of Cardano's mission, with the term consisting of three components: networking, block production, and governance. A key parameter is the D parameter, which measures decentralization in block production. During the Byron era, D equaled 1, as block production was completely taken over by IOHK nodes. With Epoch 3, the D value is 0.9. So that is basically the percentage that is actually produced by the federated nodes. In that sense, IOHK describes the goal of complete decentralization as follows. Conversely, once D equals 0, I don't know if it's going to be 0, maybe 0.001 or something. A decentralized governance is in place and on chain, full decentralization will have been achieved. So by next March, IOHK and Emergo will be producing 0% of the blocks. At this point, stake pool operators produce all the blocks. The community makes all the decisions on future direction and development, and a healthy ecosystem of geographically distributed stake pools are connected in a coherent and effective network. According to IOHK, this process of decentralization will be a gradual process of collecting performance data and monitoring the state of network in the process. Independently of this, however, from the beginning, all rewards will be distributed to the stake pool operators, so IOHK has no incentive to keep the parameter high. So they're not getting any of it. It's going to be distributed to the stake pool operators. According to the now published schedule, the decentralization value will be set to D equals 0.8 in the next epoch, which means that 20% of the blocks will be created by community-driven stake pools. Afterwards, however, the reduction of D will happen more slowly. With each epoch, the value will decrease by 0.002 until D equals 0.5, which is epoch 228, reached on November 1st. So you have a chart right here. Constant decay timeline 208 on basically 208 date of epoch boundary 2020 July 29th 100%, and now we're at 211, which is 1090, and then 212 will be 2080, 213 will be 2278, 214 2476, and so on, and then until you get to 228 on November 1st, which will then be 50-50. So it's actually progressing along fairly quickly and very smoothly. If D falls below 0.5, the community-driven stake pools will produce the majority of the blocks, which will happen in less than 3 months, or 2.5 months or so. The network will reach a turning point where decentralization is inevitable. And that is what we're looking at for November. So IOHK and Emergo will no longer be in control of the chain, and it will be everyone else. So this is something that you can't really guarantee with POW, even though POW is decentralized. In a sense, because all the miners are gathered in one place, it's not that decentralized. So Cardano will be much more decentralized and it will be fully decentralized by March 2021. So that is the news for today. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe and hit that bell notifications button. Thank you and have a nice day.